Kelly from the Rhode Island Student Loan Authority for coming in to share their vantage points. And I'd like to welcome back a familiar guest, Nick Albanese.
Hello. How you doing?
Actor, writer, producer, impresario with a TV pilot casted, ready to go, and now just needs a little bit of support.
Yeah.
This is a fundraiser that's coming up April 27th. It's going to be a fun time, but I want you to talk a little bit about this TV pilot. You teased it last time when you were in the studio. You hadn't had the casting yet. You've got some big names.
Yeah, we're still, well, half of it's cast, and next month we're going to be doing auditions for some more roles. But the two main characters that signed on are Ahmed Garrow and Robert Finaro. And if you don't know who they are, you might have seen them on The Sopranos, HBO series Vinyl. Robert's been in The Sinner. He's going to be in the upcoming Scorsese film Irishman, I believe. Armin's been in Departed and Brotherhood, American Hustle. So these guys have been doing some good work.
Heavyweights.
Yeah,
Absolute
they're doing really
heavyweights. And you told us a little bit about this TV pilot and what you have envisioned, but just to remind folks again, the concept that you are getting off the ground.
Yeah, it's. I told everybody they want to know more details. They got to come to the fundraiser April 27th, and I'm going to give out the title and everything that night. But I can let you know, Armin plays a guy who owns a funeral home, and he's trying to live a peaceful life, you know, run his business. And his brother comes back into town, who's kind of on the wrong side of the tracks. He's the bad guy of the family. He's like the black sheep. So it's a relationship story, you know. I'm in it. I play a guy that works at the funeral home, and there's other characters in it, and they're all kind of connected. And it's very character driven. It has a very little mob theme to it. It's not a mob show. I don't want to get everybody excited, but there is a little theme to it. But it's mostly relationships between the brothers.
Well, see, one of the things I love about having you in here is talking about the productions themselves, but what goes into putting on a production.
Yeah.
The average audience member, the average viewer watches and might not know the business side of things, of what exactly it takes to get these types of projects off the ground. Again, a couple of heavyweights signed up, finishing up casting.
Yeah.
Before we go into the fundraiser, I mean, what does it entail to have the resources ready to go to be able to then shoot, and then we'll talk about the next process of getting it picked up.
Yeah, well, the planning, just before we even shoot, you got to have the script, right? I finished the script, I sent it out to these people and they liked it. They signed on. I signed on a couple other guys that are local actors I worked with in the past. Bruce and Michael and Mario, great talented guys. And then we found. Through Armin, actually, suggested Eric Latek. If you know Eric Latek, if you know Gary Boletto, the boxer, you know him. He's been down here, right?
Indeed.
He's been filming this documentary about Gary called Tiger for the past 7 years, I believe, 8 years. And Eric saw the script. He knows Armin pretty well, and he said, "I'm on board," and he's going to direct it. So he's going to film and direct this. And so. From there, we go on to casting, and then we go all this summer. I'm looking for locations.
Okay.
So
be scouting this
summer. We're looking and for crew people that want to. It's not a huge budget. We'll see. That's what the fundraiser is for, to help us produce this pilot. We need crew members. Some scenes are going to need extras. So it's a lot of work. It's like 6 months at least of planning before we get to the shoot date, and then we're going to probably do about a 10-day. Shoot day.
About a 10-day shoot. Are you looking to actually get into a funeral home?
Yeah. So I'm gonna start looking and calling places. I've been driving by places, and some of the exterior I really like because the character that Armin plays took over the funeral parlor from his father. So it can't be like brand new looking place. It's got to look kind of old.
It's got to have some old Rhode Island feel
some
to
character. It's got to have some character.
Well, you've certainly got characters lined up.
Yeah.
And before we get to the fundraiser part, I just do want to talk with folks. Once the pilot is produced, once you have a product, talk with us about the shopping it process to get it picked up. How does that work?
Yeah, I was talking with somebody about that, and they were saying how, wow, like a lot of people do make pilots, and they make them with no names in them, and then they don't go anywhere because we forget it's show business. It's a business, and luckily, a guy like Eric Latek has agents out of New York, and hopefully once it's done, and he's done editing, he's going to present it to them, and they'll pitch it to places like HBO, Netflix, Hulu. And so we can go on and on. All the streaming now. What is there?
Well, that's
Apple.
nice.
Apple has their own streaming service now.
Here we are in downtown Providence.
Yeah.
Coming right to the viewers, both here, around the country, around the world. I mean, the game is changing so quickly, so rapidly. You look at these streaming services that have really amazing
and they're
products
all
that
looking,
they're
looking for content.
Yes.
They're all looking.
Content is king.
Yeah, and it's a different game now. Like the only thing you really go see in a movie theater now is all the superhero movies and like Star Wars, and that's it. Really, for something that's just a regular story, character driven, Netflix, Hulu, Prime.
You might be striking when the iron is
hot. I'm hoping.
I mean, because you have all the experience with writing and acting and producing. And here we are, again, looking to see where this pilot goes moving forward. But as you said, very important piece of it is the funding.
Yes.
April 27th at the Sacred Exchange Fellowship in East Greenwich. Will provide all the links to this as well.
Yep.
You're really putting the fun in fundraiser.
Yeah. It's going to be at 6 o'clock, the doors open. There's going to be pastry provided by my brother's bakery. He was here just a couple of weeks ago, Mateo's Bakery. He's going to provide the pastry and pizza. And at 7 o'clock, everybody can move upstairs, and we're going to start the comedy show. We have Mike Cronin's hosting, Brian Vincent's hilarious. I'm coming out of retirement to do some stand-up. And then Mike and Chantel, lovely couple. They do a lot of acting around Rhode Island. They're going to be performing maybe, I think, 4 or 5 songs as well, and then we start the raffles.
You've got some great raffle items.
Oh yeah, we got Patriots Christmas ornaments, collectibles, like still wrapped up in the boxes, and Twin Oaks gift certificate, Texas Roadhouse, Avon Cinema gave us D-Train. The group, they're from like the early '80s, like a funk rhythm. They're coming to platforms. They gave me a couple of tickets for that. Massage Envy, my friends over at Massage Envy. And then the auction stuff is like we have Sopranos wine, 2 bottles signed by Tony Sirico and Steve Sharippa, Paulie Walnuts and Bobby Bacala. And so we have 2 chances to get a bottle, and each wine comes with a book, a special book about the Sopranos. What else? We have the Sopranos. Armin got me the Sopranos DVD complete, all the seasons.
Okay.
He's signing all of them, and he had Vince Pastore sign them all. And Vince Pastore is also giving some photos, like headshots signed, that are going to go along with the DVDs. And then we have Roger Clemens signed a timeline. It's like this. It's huge. It's this huge timeline of his career. He signed it, and he signed the ball.
Now, is this a live or a silent auction?
I think we're still going back and forth on it, but we like to do live. They're exciting.
They are fun. Once you get the crowd, they're filled with little pastries, maybe a little vino, they got them laughing, they're ready to go, and again, support local producer with a project here that has some big names moving forward. Anything else? I do know that you are bringing back out The Last Sicilian for a couple of productions at the Artist Exchange in May.
Only 2, and that's another thing. You can win tickets to The Last Sicilian as part of the raffle. You can have a chance to win tickets to The Last Sicilian May 11th and 18th at the Artist Exchange, 8 o'clock both Saturdays, and that's probably the only time I'm doing it this year. That time. The last
Sicilian performance this year, but the big fundraiser Saturday, April 27th at the Sacred Exchange Fellowship in East Greenwich with Nick Albanese and more. So we'll have lots of links to that as well. As always, appreciate your taking the time to come here. Tell us about your projects, and as you look to get this one off the ground, how folks can support it. So Nick Albanese, thank you so much.
Thank you, always.
Of course, and thank you for watching us here this Friday afternoon. Again, thank Ray Rickman and Charlie Kelly with the Rhode Island Student Loan Authority. And that about wraps up another week here. If you missed it, Congressman David Cicilline this morning responding to the Mueller report redacted release, next steps that House Judiciary is looking at, but stopping short of calling on Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi to begin impeachment proceedings. We'll catch you online throughout the weekend on GoLocalProv.com, so find us there and on Facebook as well. Monday, Josh Fenton, GoLocal CEO, will be back with Business Monday here in studio. So we look forward to seeing you, and we wish you a great weekend. I'm GoLocal News Editor